Thank you.
Welcome to the Fix Radio Show. Hey, I got my guitar when I was 10 years old. I found I love rock and roll. Now I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I got to give my body some soul. It's so crazy, but you know that I like it. I found a cure for my body and soul. It got me an overdose of rock and roll. That's right. Terrible Ted Nugent. Speaking of rock and roll, boy, you know, we were out doing the thing, the whole gang, well, half the gang, yesterday, and went to go see Theodore Anthony Nugent, as known as the Nuge, Motor City Madman, Uncle Ted. I like the other one, Motor Mouth. He probably doesn't like it. December 13th is his birthday. Of course, he was born in Redford, Michigan. Big supporter on guns, hates animal activists.
Oh my, he does. He does.
Doesn't like Democrats, doesn't like communists. He's red, white, and blue American guy. We all know Ted. You know, he's a very outspoken political guy. 100% true blue.
True American.
No, look, before I start getting into politics, let me just rant a little bit about the Nuge, okay?
Oh, please do.
Look, I grew up in this area where rock and roll was real rock and roll. Real rock and roll. I'm not talking about the doo-wop rock and roll. I'm talking about like metal rock and roll, heavy metal, guitar rock and roll, screaming that really sounded just grabs you by your nads, you know. And this guy was a pioneer. He did it. Like I said, I saw him at Amboy Dukes when I was a young man.
He did.
And I tell you, he was just. We saw him. Mary Frances was there with her date. A fine-looking young man, I might add.
Thank you.
Fine-looking young man.
Thank you.
I don't know, boy. You better stick with that guy. He's got something going on. And, you know, I can tell you right now, the Nuge was so good. And now it's hard to look at the Nuge and think about nothing but politics.
Yeah.
Because it goes hand in hand. It's like cherry pie without the cherries. You can't have them both. But I did. And despite his politics, which I understand he's very reverent about, and he has a certain quality about him that when he brings that Detroit motor out, it's like a 57 Chevy. It just starts up and it rumbles and it roars and it's raw, it's visceral, it's organic, it's tough, it's tight, it's American, and it is. He breaks that guitar out and he plays that hollow body Gibson like nobody's business. And he had a three-piece band. He didn't have a whole bunch of other guys rocking with him. He had a bass player and a drummer. And he just lit up the stage, and the guy is 69 years old. And I'm telling you, I wish I could move like him when I'm 69. I mean, the guy was.
I wish you could move like him.
All right,
now.
I feel your pain. Okay, I feel your pain. So I don't know, and he's not on anything because he's never been an advocate of any kind of drugs or anything. He hates that kind of stuff, and he has a certain way of breaking out that guitar and having a tone that the 1970s old school rock and roll bands had. Not like they have any now. I mean, I like rock and roll now. There's some bands I absolutely love. There's some bands that you may never even heard of that I listen to. But
I'm sure.
But there are. But
Crack the what?
Well, there's a Crack the Sky, but that's old school too. That was a Crack the Sky one. But there's some other ones too. So, but he does this thing that nobody does, and he has a way of playing in between the licks. He has the power chords, he has the vocals, he has everything going on. It's like I said, it's like roaring thunder coming out. He screams, he hollers, he gives you a show. He's a showman. You know, Mary Frances remembers when he was shooting arrows and catching stuff on fire.
Yeah.
It's very vintage, old school rock and roll. It's not to be. You know, he turns the music up. I mean, he cranks it up. He cranks it up. That's how you're supposed to listen to rock and roll.
Cat scratch fever.
He was doing it all. Stranglehold. You know what was really cool was he was doing some songs that he grew up with, like Little Richard and Chuck Berry songs and some of the stuff.
He went way back.
Yep. He even did the Amboy Dukes, you know, Journey to the Center of the Mind, and he did some really cool stuff. And I mean, if you've never seen a 1970-ish vintage, really rock and roll show, I highly recommend you go see the guy. Now, despite his politics, I know a lot of people that don't like him because of his politics.
Well,
but
he
trust
invites
me,
them to leave, though.
But yeah, he invites them to leave. He goes, "You don't like it, you know, you can leave." He is unfiltered and unapologetic on every way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
There's nothing more that I can say. He's pure American right down to the core. I mean, the guy is crazy, and you gotta love him for it. It was a great concert, and it was an awesome concert, and I was totally impressed because I didn't know, because you know when you see older older guys that have been playing for years, you kind of go and you think to yourself, well, let's see what this guy's got. Like when Paul McCartney came to Tampa recently.
Yes.
And I didn't get to see Paul McCartney. Never saw a Beatle. But anyhow, you go to see guys that have been in the industry for a long time, and you think to yourself, I wonder if he's still going to be able to really make it pop. I wonder if he's really going to have the drive. I wonder if he's as good as he is on an album.
Right.
And you start to wonder, this guy is. This
Yes.
guy is. This
Absolutely,
guy's the
without a
real
doubt.
deal. And like I said, he's not apologetic. I followed him for years, regardless of his politics, because I really wasn't in politics way back when. So, I still
He always has been.
He always has been.
Yeah.
And he's just a great guitar player. And the show was fantastic. Of course, he did make some comments. I'm not gonna lie, Ted.
No need
Ted.
to.
He did
No need to lie.
no. He did make some very controversial comments. But I liked his opening line when he came out and he said, "Hey, Independence Day. Let's celebrate Independence Day." Where everybody knows that Independence Day was the 4th. He goes,
Yes.
Independence Day every day.
Every day.
And that's
Every
exactly
day.
how America should think. They should think it's Independence Day every day because we're so lucky to be in a country that's so great.
Yes.
And he bleeds that all over the place. He had nothing but Gibson guitars. He had a Paul Reed Smith.
He did,
He had a
yes.
custom amps with the KKUSTOM custom amps. All the guitar players know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And we had some pictures of that. Maybe we can download or something, put them on the thing later. But it was a great show. I
Awesome.
highly recommend it. Despite the politics, even if you are a diehard Democrat, you just got to go and you got to know what you're going to get when you go there. So I enjoyed it. I've actually invited him to come and talk to us on the show, but I'm a nobody, I'm a small fry compared to all the big shots.
I think he was really impressed when you caught that pick in your mouth, though. That was really.
Well.
that was
I don't
really
like to
cool.
show off often,
That
you know
was
what I
really
mean. But when I
cool
showed the
you
pick,
got
and I
the
was
pick.
like,
Yeah, in your
I just
teeth.
pulled it out
In
and
your
I said,
teeth.
I said, in your face,
in your
Ted,
face.
in your face, in your face, Ted, in your face, in your face. But he was fantastic. I loved it. He had I'd go again. I would go again. That's how you tell if a band is good. Would you go again? And let me tell you something. At 69, he's thumping that thing hard. And I'll tell you what. If I got a news flash tomorrow that Ted Nugent was playing in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and just dropped on stage, I wouldn't be shocked because
Right.
he's that kind of intense guy.
High
energy.
High energy.
But you know what? He might want to go that way.
Yeah.
He may say, you know what? That's how it goes. That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how I rock. That's how I roll.
First your money, then your clothes.
That's how it goes. First your money, then your clothes. But Ted, call us, man. I'd love to have you on the show. 239-791-7002.
We left cards.
I
all
tried to
over
leave a
for
card
you.
to one guy, and they told us immediately, do not solicit Ted. Do not solicit Ted. Of course, afterwards, the girl in the back, she said she had to stand up for a pizza because he was hungry.
Yeah.
So at least we know he's still a pizza guy.
Yeah.
But congratulations on a job well done, my friend, and a great show. I'm glad to see guys are out there that are older than me doing really, really better than me and showing the young kids how it's supposed to be done. I mean,
awesome.
that's how rock and roll is supposed to be. And he makes no apologies for it. And damn it, he shouldn't. He should.
shouldn't.
Keep going. Keep going, Ted.
Go.
Go, Ted. Go.
Ted.
Go,
Go.
Ted. He probably thought, who's those nuts in the back? Because we had our
It was
flashlights.
us.
We had our flashlight on our phone trying to get in his face a little bit, messing
was
around.
us. It was us.
It was us. But we had a good time. So if you ever get a chance to see him, go see him.